Hey guys, once again, I find myself having to make a video that I did not want to make. Um, Things have gotten to be so crazy and out of control with Theresa that it's time I have to talk. Um, so I've known Theresa for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. It wasn't until the trips out of town that things became something more than they had been. Basically, we became romantically and physically involved. Um, I like Theresa. I still like Theresa. I used to have a lot of respect for Theresa, but that's kind of waning, unfortunately. But it's because of her actions. Um, so everything was fine with Theresa. Um, I didn't know that Theresa had AIDS. Theresa never told me she had AIDS. She told me she used to work for an AIDS foundation as a volunteer. I dated somebody once that worked for a cancer foundation as a volunteer, and she didn't have cancer. So why would I wouldn't, why would I just assume that Theresa had cancer? She looked healthy and looked fine. Um, we had sex probably half dozen times before she told me she had AIDS. Now, the medication that she takes is supposed to block the spread of the virus, and we use protection um, most of the time. So I think I'm okay. Although she's running around now telling everybody, David has AIDS, David has AIDS, like she intentionally was trying to infect me. Um, I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. But, you know, it became over time obvious to me that Theresa was not the sweet little grandma she portrays herself to be. And so I was already looking for a way out. Um, and that way presented itself to me. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. So here are some text messages between Theresa and I. She asked me if I was coming over that weekend. She had gotten herself manscaped. Now, I didn't know what manscaping was. I guess I'm just old and naive or whatever, but a lot of you people out there probably do know what manscaping is. Anyway, so are you coming over this weekend? My reply was to her was, remember I told you about the woman I was engaged to that dumped me when I began doing activist work? She says, yes, and told her she has come back into the picture and I need to see where that's going. It's not help anything, but I would think that she understood, if you're in love with somebody. And here's what she says: understand, have sex with me, then toss me aside like a bimbo. You dump me, and I will make it my mission in life to ruin you. I will ruin every part of your life I can. Said Theresa, please don't be like that. I like you. I've always liked you. That's not the issue. I love the other woman, and we're almost got married. I have to do this. I'm sorry if I hurt you. That's not my intention. We can still be friends. And her reply is here: I will ruin you. Alrighty then. She's trying. She's trying to ruin me, doing everything she can. So, okay, let me get this there. Where do we go from there? Well, she shows up. Uh-oh, let's see. How do I do this? Hold on, I have to pause this for a minute while I figure this out. Let me see. Share. Let's see. So Kevin Egan and Theresa came by my place. and they went by a number of times. Um, one of the times that they went by, Kevin Egan pointed a gun at me and did like he was shooting at me. And so I made a police report, and here is the this is that police report. It is for aggravated assault. You point a gun at somebody and make like you're shooting at them. It's either aggravated assault or terroristic threat. Um, they went with aggravated assault to start with. The district attorney is looking at terroristic threat as well. They have not determined what they want to charge him with. Now, couple that with comments from Theresa such as this. Get bullet to your forehead. Or this. Eat a bullet, Earl. Yeah. Um, so you can see where that might be an issue, I hope. It certainly causes me cause for alarm, which is what they intend to do. In driving by, one time they did get a video and they posted that video, and I'm going to play you the audio from that video here real quick. Let me get to it. 1 second. There is a house for rent nearby, and what you're going to hear is Theresa and Evan and Theresa and Kevin talking. And Theresa wants to rent the house so that she can sit up there and watch me all day long. Listen to this. Rent this place. Let me replay that for you real quick. Make sure you heard it good. We could rent this place, keep our eyes on him all the time. Now, Theresa lost a daughter in a fire and a granddaughter. And I had heard the story. She said that the daughter's ex-boyfriend had burned the house down, blah, 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 blah. I really didn't think too much of it at the time. But as Theresa's behavior became more and more erratic, I pulled the files. And I talked to some officers that were involved in the case. And basically what they got was they cleared the ex-boyfriend within 24 hours. He was 2.5, 3 hours away working on a job site with 20, 25 other people. They really only had 2 suspects in the case. Theresa and her husband, Ross, who lived 4 houses away. Now, initially I found that hard to believe that Theresa would be involved in something like that. Her husband, Ross, I don't know him. I am aware that he has a drug habit, or did have. I don't know what he has now because I don't talk to Theresa. But I just thought it was hard for me to believe that they would be involved in something like that. I mean, who would be involved in murdering their own children? That concept is foreign to me. I can't get my head wrapped around it. I know it happens, but I just can't. I just can't grasp that concept. So in talking to the detectives, they made me aware that the day after the fire, Theresa had entered the crime scene, thereby contaminating the crime scene, to retrieve a safe. She screwed up any hope of the police being able to analyze the crime scene and find the person who did this by entering the crime scene. And Theresa, she's not stupid. She understands that. She did that to retrieve a safe. Now, if that was one of my kids, I'd have been standing outside guarding the crime scene, making sure nobody contaminated it. Um, she did this to retrieve a safe. Well, come to find out, there's a life insurance policy, and Theresa is the beneficiary of a very, very large sum of money. Yeah. So, did she do it? I don't know. Did Ross do it? I don't know. I have my opinions based on what I now know. I have some very strong opinions about it, but I'm going to keep those opinions to myself. But if you lost somebody in a fire, and keep in mind, I have grandkids and kids that come, and grandkids stay the night with me sometimes. Why would you go and make a comment to me like this? Going to have someone set your house on fire. Now, that causes me a great deal of concern. That causes me a great deal of alarm, especially when she's putting out videos saying she's going to rent a house, nearby so that she can keep an eye on me. Mm-hmm. And then she posts stuff like this. She's going to make sure my face is getting bashed. Yeah. Uh, I just don't know, guys. The Galveston County District Attorney has all this, and they are looking at charges on Theresa of aggravated assault, terroristic threat, felony stalking, and harassment. Kevin Egan, they're looking at for um, aggravated assault. That's based on that case. And then, like I say, you have Theresa saying stuff like this after they point a gun at me. Yeah. So I don't know where that's going to go. That's up to the district attorney and the grand jury in Galveston. Um, but I hate bringing you guys into all the drama, but I think you guys need to see what's going on. I think you need to be aware. And that is what I'm doing here. My house gets burned down. Well, y'all know where to look. That is it, guys. And I will see you again soon.